day 2.
Yeah.
And as you can see, we're here inspecting the set. We got up when it was still dark. So we were here at least a few hours before the chef comes to start. She'll be here around 8. But the first thing we notice is we have to replace some vegetables on the set.
Yeah.
And there's 2 ways you can get around this. You can buy plastic vegetables. We like the Real Effect, but it means that you have to have extras of everything. And you should try to have doubles of everything.
Yeah, of course.
But Linus, what are you working on?
Right now, I'm just taking some B-roll shots of fancy, or not, texture. I want texture.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're taking our time to get textured shots of everything, like little close-ups of the lettuce
trying
leaves.
not to show the
dead
decaying vegetables.
Exactly. But again, like, because you never know in post if it becomes part of a vignette, if it becomes part of a graphic.
Most of the shots we get are pretty sick.
No, exactly. So when you're on a set, take your time, get as much in as you can, and again, try to pay close attention to the details. Again, another thing too, if you're going to use live vegetables, you can also bring some food coloring and stuff, different tricks you can use to
spray them a little bit with a water bottle.
With water or oil in some cases to liven them up a bit. All right. So this is just a little side tip. Oh, don't like the light behind me. Now I have a hat. There's an extra tip inside a tip.
There you go.
A couple of little thoughts. First, this is a very inexpensive slide. It's motorized. It's from a company called GVM, and it's great video motors. And I just got this on Amazon years ago. I think they probably have much better, newer models. I'm going to come close to it so you can hear my mic. You hear it a little, but you actually hear it very little. Like, we don't pick it up in any of our mics. We got shotgun mics everywhere. We got four NTG, well, 3 NTG3s and 1 NTG5 in the room with us. And this thing is so silent, and it's super easy. If you guys want a very inexpensive electronic slide, this thing is awesome. You can program it so it will go back and forth on its own, or you can actually operate it yourself with the remote control manually, and you can set how fast it's going. Right now I have it on 77 for doing food programs, and this is 100. This is its fastest speed. But again, it's so convenient. And you can get a lot done with these. Sometimes I don't even use it like a slide. Sometimes I put it all the way over to the end, and I sort of like unlock the head and actually just sort of use it as a push-in like this, almost like a jib arm. And it's fantastic. But the thing is, to be able to get the best shot, you have to be able to practice. And yeah, that's the tip. Don't spend a lot of money on equipment. Spend more time on actually getting something that you can practice with and get awesome at it. When we're backing up the media cards, we have usually a few seconds just to eat some of the food that they cooked.
So the next time we need to do B-rolls.
You have to go and do B-rolls, Linus. Linus, go do the B-roll. But I thought I'd take a minute just to show you. 2 thoughts, 2 tips for you. If you're doing a production like this, like memory cards, I make sure I have 2 or 3 memory cards for every camera. Now, we've been doing this show, or this kind of show, for a long time, half-hour programs, and we know that at 1080/50, one of these 64 gig cards pretty much gets us everything we need in an episode, but it's nice to have a spare. Because the transfer time, even on a fast card like these Sony Toughs, I got another one with 300 read speed and 299 megabits per second write speed. I mean, they can still take 18 minutes to transfer even on a MacBook Pro. So you don't want to wait if you have 4 cards an hour before you start the next recording sometimes. So it's good to have extra cards so that you can be backing up while you start the next recording. The other thing I wanted to show you, what I did before we ever even started today, I wrote out my episodes, how many episodes we're recording, and in each episode folder, I put every single camera angle that we have. So I got wide, tight follow. We got a slider in there. We got an Insta360 in there. We got a GoPro. And then the microphones for the 2 hosts. And then I duplicated that into every folder. So it helps me too, because as I start looking at the episodes, now I see there's nothing in the GoPro. I haven't done that yet. Everything I know when I'm done backing this episode up, I can see media in everything. And then I have an extra hard drive here to actually back the media up afterwards. So I'm not just leaving it on one hard drive. I have a secondary hard drive that will back up every episode at the end to make sure that we're covered. Just a little quick tip on making sure that you have what you need to not lose media. All right, and to be efficient. See you soon.
Okay, so day 3 of shooting, and you know what that means. More stuff to do, to iron. Good morning, Marcus.
Oh, good morning.
I'm sorry, but thank you.
It's just done.
It's just bless.
In the oven you go, GoPro. Goodbye. All right, it's ready for you to open it. So, day 3 of behind the scenes with tech tips. It's been a lot of recording. Yesterday was probably a 12-hour day.
Yeah,
Yeah, and today, who knows how long we'll go today.
back at it.
Back at it again.
Yeah.
So the first thing to talk about is angles. We've done everything from taking an Insta360 on the knife to throwing it in a bowl of pasta while she threw the stuff on it.
It was actually in the pan. Pretty crazy.
Right? If you tilt up, cameraman, you see we get a mirror up there? It's not aligned right now. But in the past, we've used that to try to get an overview. But we found it was an angle that our editor just never used, right?
Yeah.
So we've come up with other creative ways. Like I said, we have a gimbal.
Yeah.
Right?
A slide.
A slide.
We always have a slide.
Exactly. We have at least 4 angles always. Since we have 2 cooks, you really have to be able to plan on how you see each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we use screens, right, to be able to keep track. You use one of the screens from the wide shot to make sure that you don't show up with the slide.
Right.
I use a screen on mine so you see what kind of shot I have, so we don't take the same shot, but
Yeah.
you take the other cook,
Exactly.
It just makes sense.
Right. And in this case, Linus and I have done so many cooking programs together. We really know how each other works. We've done it with just us, big production. We've had up to 6 or 7 cameras in here, just us. And we've had other times where we've brought in camera people and audio guys. And sometimes it works better with just us, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. But our assistant producer, Marcus, has been doing awesome. So we'll definitely bring him back next time. He's been doing the tight follow camera, which you're looking at now, and the wide shot, plus monitoring the audio while we do all the fun B-roll action shots with gimbals and slides and GoPros and everything. Yeah. But before we had screens, like when we had no budget whatsoever, we used to have to communicate with each other like,
Yeah.
carrot. Are you peeling the carrot?
Chop, chop.
I'm peeling. Are you getting it close? Yeah, right. So we had hand signals and everything, and we used to have the record limit because we used both broadcast cameras, but sometimes we used the old 70D Canons.
Yeah.
So at 13
Stop
minutes,
and
yeah, exactly, stop and start. So one of us would always be keeping time.
That was the signal for that.
Yeah, stop recording, start recording, because we didn't want to cut at the same time or have the cameras die at the same time.
Yeah, so it has to be
Yeah.
in order.
Yeah. So, yeah, just a little tip. Make sure that you're checking your angles, making sure that when you set up, you're setting up from one side of the kitchen more or less. So you're not going to see, like from this camera here, you don't have a shot of another camera over here. So you see, we don't have anything over here. We want to make sure that nothing is in the shot of the technical stuff. We don't want any of the lights in the shots or any of the mic stands in the shots. So angles, making sure when we're moving, we're not bumping into each other's angles at any point in time. Yeah. It's like an orchestrated dance. And in a production environment like this, like we have a lot of stuff at our disposal, but the A10 Mini, for example, we could have ran that outside. We had the Holyland intercom. So I could have sat out there while these two did the shots, and I could have directed through headset. But it's such a small environment, we find that this just works better for us.
Yeah.
Maybe it works better for you with the intercom, depending on your production budget. But I hope this helps you. If you're a small production team, this is a great way to think about things getting started. Yeah. Did we mention about changing the LED lights?
I was gonna.
Do it up.
I'm just so excited. I'm not dying of heat. You know?
Yeah.
We changed all of our lights to LED lights. Before it was all like broadcast halogen lights.
Big broadcast halogen lights.
In this tiny little room.
Right.
It's like 6 or 7 broadcast lights.
And again, the cooks hated us because when they were trying to get something like mayonnaise to set or their whipped cream to set, it wouldn't. No, like they'd be like, because they were like, they knew it was the heat from the lamps, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, we haven't broken a sweat once in here with these. We have the new Amaram COB 60Xs,
sure.
I think, yeah.
And the newer
660 RGB Pros, all around us. And like, man, they're working great. And by the way, in the edit, there hasn't been any color flux. So like the New Year's matched the apertures pretty well, just if you were wondering.
Yeah.
All right, so the final tip.
Clean.
That's right. And especially if you rent the environment, right? Like
you have to restore everything.
Exactly. We're borrowing this ancient house. We're not paying for it. Well, we aren't, but we have a relationship with the owners.
Yeah.
So, you know, they've lent us this historic house, and we've re-angled this. We've put a bunch of different things. We've mounted wood up in the ceiling with a light up there, you know, and they've given us permission to do all this. But when we leave, our goal is that this kitchen looks the same as when they left it. So maybe a little cleaner, you know.
Yeah, probably a little cleaner.
Not that they had it messy, but, you know, we had a lot of fingerprints on the stove. Yeah. But you want to put everything back. If you want to be on location, like again, if you're more the kind of producer who either has no budget for a studio where you can build a bunch of stuff, or you actually like that feel of on location shooting, you want to make sure
that you're welcome back.
Exactly. And the reputation of you in a community, like we're in an area, like people talk, right? We're not a lot of production companies in this area. And, you know, if you go to that business and, you know, it's awful, they're going to tell the next business, you know, down the street, by the way, they're messy. Don't let them come back.
No, don't let them in.
So just that's our final thought. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. And if you have any questions, like we do programs like this all the time, like not for you.
Yeah.
We do this is our regular job, is to do television. So if you have any questions or comments, like we've done massive concerts in big arenas, not a lot since COVID started.
No, it was hard.
So we have done smaller, like kind of like gospel hour type music where they're all sitting around with guitars and stuff like that, and acoustic, unplugged, whatever you want to call it. I mean, we do sub stuff. So if you have some questions about production, you want to know, maybe we can help you. Yeah. So leave some comments for us.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and all of that jazz.
Like and subscribe. And I do really let us know if this is more content that you want, or if you prefer we just talk about backpacks. Because we can do that too. We like backpacks.
Packback.
Backpacks. We like backpacks. Right?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. We're going to sign off with a montage of us cleaning. Take care.
Restoring.
Take care.